Hi Art Club. Today we're going to start on the metal embossing project. Here's an example that I just finished up this morning. See if that'll focus. So how this is done is you need to find in your bag your cardboard, your string, and your glue bottle first, because we're going to need to get this ready and it has to dry at least overnight, maybe 2 days, depending on how much glue you use. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just use the glue bottle. I'm going to shake the glue down so it's all ready to go, and I'm going to use the glue bottle, holding it above the surface, to just draw some really, nothing that curves too tightly, okay, because tight curves are a little difficult to achieve with the string, but just some really loose curvy lines. If you go too close together, the glue will start running together. There's many reasons why. It's just better to have some big, curvy, loopy lines. Then what we have to do is we have to kind of hold the bulk of your string in one hand and start to lay your string onto that line with the other hand, tapping it down into the glue. As you go, you can release a little bit more of your string out of your second hand, just kind of going along and tapping the same path that you took when you made it. Don't want to start in the middle, because then you'll have to cut 2 pieces of string and things like that. It's okay for it to go over top and cross like this. See, I'm still holding a lot of the string in my hand so that it doesn't fall down and drag through the glue. Now, if you were to have an oops and it drags through the glue and it's a big mistake, then just get a paper towel and wipe off your board, maybe turn it over to the other side, and just try it again. Okay, now I am about to run out of string. You guys should have plenty in yours in a long strand. Looks like I estimated a little short on mine, so I'm going to have to patch another piece in together. But that's okay. I don't think that'll really affect anything to speak of. Alright, and then I'm just going to trim. If there's any left, I'm just going to trim it off. Alright, so make sure those are tapped down into the glue, and then put it somewhere where it won't be disturbed and let it dry for a day or 2. Okay? When it's done drying, then you are going to get your metal metal page out of the bag, and you're going to, let me lift this up, I can show you. You're going to lay it over. So I just laid it over top of my string, okay? I laid it this way over top of my string, and I sort of centered the string. I turned it over and centered the string, and then what I tried to make like an equal amount left around the border. So it wasn't like there was a ton over here and just a tiny bit here. You do need a little bit of an edge to fold over. And then I just tightly as I could folded that down on all the sides. You might have to use your muscle. You might have to use an object to sort of push it down, but you can do it. Okay? When you have that pushed down, just do the best you can. It might have some wrinkles. Just do the best you can to get it flat. Then on this side, you're going to take, I just used a pencil eraser and I started rubbing. Because you can kind of, when you start pressing down on the foil with even your hands, you can kind of start to see where the yarn is. So then I needed something a little smaller than my finger, so I started just pushing and rubbing with my pencil to get down closer next to all of the yarn. Okay, so I kind of inspected the entire board so I didn't forget anywhere where the yarn went, and I tried to push down the areas that were between the yarn. So the areas between would be low, the areas where the yarn is would be high. Okay, so I inspected it and pushed down everywhere I could with the end of my pencil. Then came the decorating and the coloring. What I tried to do was so that this yarn line stayed visual, like so that you could see it and recognize it throughout the whole piece. I never colored the tops of the yarn. I always just colored carefully the inside spaces. And as long as you do that, and you balance out your colors, and if you want to add pattern, you balance those out, then it should turn into a nice embossed metalwork project. Have fun!